Hello, viewers. Good morning. This is the YouTube channel Lex Consilium Foundation. I'm Major General Neelendra Kumar for the playlist Going Strong in Conversation with Major General VK Singh, the noted military author, historian, and a very distinguished officer of the Corps of Signals. We have been talking about his book titled Leadership in the Indian Army and biographies of 12 soldiers. You will get the sort of link at the end of this video. Now, my question to you, sir, today is we are talking about General S.K. Sinha. Now, Lieutenant General S.K. Sinha, in your brilliant write up on General Sinha, you started by saying that he came to be known more after his retirement. Well, we'll come to that, but before that, I'd like you to clarify for our viewers. There are three terms used for the apex of the army at the time of the independence. Just before independence, it was called Supreme Headquarters. Then the documents show mention about GHQ and also Army Headquarters. Would you please clarify this mystery of Supreme Headquarters, GHQ, and Army Headquarters, and also in relation to three locations Shimla, Red Fort, and South Block?
The Supreme Headquarters was existed for a very short time.
Okay,
It was created only because after independence, General Okilek, was kept in India for some time
okay.
so that he could look after the partition of both the countries. Pakistan was created and India was created, and the army had also been partitioned.
Understood.
So that is why it was created for a very, very short time. In fact, after he left India, that was in early '48, the Supreme Headquarters wound up. The GHQ was in existence since pre-independence days. The GHQ was the headquarters of the Commander-in-Chief of India, who used to report to the Viceroy. Now, and during summer, the Viceroy used to move to Shimla, and along with him, the whole GHQ.
GHQ also moved.
Yeah, the general headquarters, and along with the CNC. In addition, of course, there were commands, There were.
So when there was a
after-
GHQ, there was no army headquarters.
No, there was no army headquarters. So that was known as GHQ. He was the CNC India. He controlled the army, navy, air force, and everything to do with the armed forces. The commands were there. Army commands were there. There was the eastern, western, northern, and southern. They were made in 1920.
Now,
You know,
sir,
in
sorry,
know-
I'll intervene. Say when Wavell or Auchinleck, Alexander, etc. were there, Mountbatten. When in Delhi, the apex was where? Was it in Red Fort or was it in South
no,
Block?
it was in South Block.
South Block. Okay.
Everything was in South Block, and
At some stage, Red Fort also became, you have mentioned in your book, particularly in
yes,
the chapter relating to General Sinha about Red Fort. Now, what
yes.
was the need, what was the occasion that GHQ or Army Headquarters functioned from Red Fort?
They created another headquarters called Army Headquarters.
Okay,
Once Pakistan and India was separated,
yes,
then naturally the old GHQ could not control both the dominions. It only now controlled India. Army headquarters was created, and that was moved to Red Fort. The GHQ continued to function.
okay,
This I'm talking about pre-independence
yes,
till 47. And of course, there was no viceroy. The new governor general was created in India. And army headquarters, which moved to the GHU after independence, the same thing became the
okay.
army
And,
headquarters.
and incidentally, our neighbor Pakistan, for very many years, if not decades, continued to have a GHQ.
Yes, they continue to call it a GHQ. We of course dropped the name of GHQ. We just made it Army headquarters. But
Okay.
the commander in chief remained
Yes.
even after independence.
Commander in
The
chief.
commander in chief Karyappa also, when he took over, he was commander in chief. The next chief Rajendra Singh ji was also commander in chief. Commander
Okay.
in chief means the Air Force and Navy were also under him, and this
So,
continued till 1955.
so Cariappa for not a day was chief of army staff.
No, he was
Okay.
commander in chief.
Commander in chief. Right.
And
I think.
similarly, Rajendra Singh also took over as commander in chief only.
Okay. So
In
our
55,
viewers would greatly be informed by this. Now, with this, I come to the first question for today. You've mentioned in your book on page 360, and I refer to the old book, that on 26th October 47, one day, then Major S.K. Sinha was told, in fact, he was brought to his office at 9:30 p.m. That was after the working hours in the evening. What had actually happened?
okay, you see, initially Sinha was posted in the GHU in the MO directorate
Okay.
as
That's
MO2,
military operations.
military operations.
Yes.
Along with him, Manik Shah was also there, Yahya Khan was also there.
And Manekshaw was full colonel.
Initially, he was Lieutenant Colonel.
Okay.
This is the only example of somebody becoming a Lieutenant Colonel without commanding a battalion.
Yes. So in MO, he was the lieutenant colonel
Yes.
to
In
begin
MO,
with.
he was Lieutenant Colonel,
To begin
Sinha
with.
was.
Yes.
And at that time only the records were divided. That is a very interesting story. Sinha was, sent along with another officer to divide the record between India and Pakistan. And any record of which they were not sure, that Muslim officer was told, whatever you want to take to Pakistan, take it. And Sinha was told, whatever you feel is important, nikhal do. So there was a lot of material which nobody was sure. So they just destroyed it. It was
So
just sent off two majors.
as a military historian, do you feel now that perhaps at that stage, lot of valuable information was lost?
Must be. There is no doubt it was lost
Yes.
because enough, time and effort was not put in studying the records. It would have taken a very long time. It couldn't have been done in a couple of days. But they were given a deadline, you please do it by so and so date. So they had no option. They just dumped it. They just, made one pile which none of them wanted. And that was destroyed. Now,
In
now coming to this
hindsight,
question,
in hindsight, would you say that since by 1946 it had become clear that the Britishers are leaving, Mountbatten had come, at some stage even the date 15th August was decided, and there was an interim government in place, then perhaps at that stage the senior-most Indian officers, and I'm referring to Karippa, Nathu Singh, Sri Nagesh, etc., they should have given a thought as to what is to be retained and what is not to be retained.
yes. In fact, they did not want the division of the Indian Army. Nathu Singh kept on saying, let the country be divided, but the army should remain uniform. And he wrote letters to everybody. He wrote to Prime Minister Nehru, etc. And Karyappa happened to be that time
It would be
doing.
interesting to know, is there a parallel where two different nations have a common army?
You see, Nathu Singh's argument, which I feel was sensible, that this division is a temporary thing. If the army remains united, maybe the two countries will come together. But
Okay.
that they did not listen to. Now, coming to the question which you asked,
Yes.
by this time, in September 1947, just after independence,
Yes.
Sinha was posted to the DEP command. There was a
Yes.
new command created, the Delhi and East Punjab command,
Yes.
mainly to look after the partition and the refugees coming and going. And General Dudley Russell, known as Pasha Russell, was made in charge, and he used a vice-regal train. The viceroy had a train, and
Yes.
it was specially given to them. So he kept on traveling between Lahore and Amritsar and thanks to that, a lot of lives were saved. If
Where
this
was
had
this
been,
Vice Regal then?
I know the train was there always,
Okay.
but the responsibility was not given to a particular organization in the army.
Yes.
This happened in after independence.
Right.
And, Russell was made, and it was called the DEP command. Later, this same thing became Western Command when Karepa took over. So now coming to the story, uh, Sinha was in the club one day in the evening, and then they sent a staff car to him. Those days there were no staff cars except maybe the army commander. Nobody enjoyed a staff car.
Yes.
Staff
Only
car came.
jeeps. Yes.
Yeah, there used to be only jeeps those days. So staff car was sent, and he was said, "You have to come." He went. There was a meeting being chaired by the army commander, that is General Russell, and he said, "Look, there has been a crisis in Kashmir. The tribals or whoever is attacked, and it's been decided to send troops." That decision had been taken in another meeting by Nehru and Sardar Patel and all, in which Manekshaw was present in
Yes.
that meeting. So he was told, Sinha, that
Yes, please continue.
he was told we have to send troops immediately, and the only troops nearby was the battalion First Sikh, which was in Gurgaon at that time.
Okay.
The out of the battalion also, only two companies were at that time available, and so he was told that they must take off early in the morning at dawn because the raiders have already taken Baramulla, and
Okay.
they will might reach Srinagar in a day or two. So Sinha, after this, he worked the whole night, and at midnight, he because he had to calculate how many aircraft, from where the aircraft will come, the rations for the men, the ammunition, etc. Everything he did. He reached the airport at midnight, and the CO of First Sikh, he landed up at 3 o'clock. Sinha briefed him, gave him all the wherewithal, go to Srinagar along with the men, and they two companies were flown that night, another two companies were flown next day, and a total of seven Dakotas were used, which is two sorties a day. And the quotas came not only from the Indian Air Force but civil airlines. As you know, Biju Patnaik, who later became chief minister,
Yes.
he had an airline called Kalinga Airline.
That
So
was
Kalinga
also put into
Airline,
action.
they also provided aircraft, and so it was a joint effort. And they reached, in fact, Srinagar just in time. As you know, immediately after reaching Srinagar, CO First Sikh, he went towards Balamulla. And he was Lieutenant Colonel Dewan Ranjit Singh, and he was able to stop them from reaching Srinagar, but in the bargain, he lost his own life also. So, and imagine this assignment was given to a major to organize the entire, relief operations, send the troops, and the wherewithal. During the night,
Remarkable.
I don't
This.
know
Yes.
where he
Yes.
must have got the rations, where he must have got the ammunition and the weapons, everything.
Remarkable. This is his
It is
performance at that point of time for induction of Indian Army elements in Srinagar is indeed historic and praiseworthy.